guys, welcome back to the Melissa Show. This is our second episode. I want to just take the time to tell everybody, please leave your comments, your like, and subscribe. So today we're going to be talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, all about the case, what's going on. We'll look into their relationship. We'll talk about the social issues surrounding this case. And we'll even go there by talking a little bit about race. So get ready. Let's go. So let's start with Johnny Depp and his past relationships. So Johnny Depp has been in many relationships. He was with Lorianne Allison and Sherilyn Finn, Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing, Winona Ryder, Kate Moss as well, Ellen Barkin, Vanessa Paradis. He actually has 2 kids with Vanessa, and they were together for 14 years. And now we're at Amber Heard. So they started their relationship in 2009, and they also got married in 2015, I believe, and that marriage lasted for 15 months. So they got divorced, and here we're at a $7 million. Oh, she actually got a $7 million settlement from.
Now it's 50 million.
Now it's 15. Okay.
Yeah. So hi guys, welcome back to the Melissa Show. And like Melissa said, it's our second episode. So she went briefly through Johnny Depp's past relationships. I'm going to do the same with Amber Heard. So first of all, she had also many relationships, and one of them was in 2008. She was with Tazia Venway. So she's a photographer actually, and then they broke up after an altercation. Like at some point, they had an altercation in an airport in 2009, for which Heard was arrested for domestic violence. But Tazia had dropped all the charges against her, saying that it was just like a misunderstanding. So so there was no choice against Amber Heard. And then she was also and then she got married to Johnny Depp. And then after that, when they divorced, she started dating Elon Musk, the billionaire.
Yeah, and there was some speculation that they cheated during this time, that Amber cheated on Johnny Depp and Elon Musk cheated on his wife. But they both said that that's not true. Both their relationships had ended when they started dating.
Yes, it was never proven that actually that she started dating Musk she was still married to Johnny Depp. And then she had also other relationships after a divorce with Depp. Like she dated Vito Schnabel and then Andres Mochetti. Actually, she dated him in May last year. And then she also was dating Bianca Butti. And then Valentino Lanus. And so far, that's it for relationships.
Well, now we're going to touch on the part.
Johnny Depp also accused her he accused her of cheating with him with Elon Musk. He also accused her of cheating with him with another actor.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That I didn't hear about. Okay.
Yes, that actor is James Franco. So Depp claimed that Heard had affairs with both James Franco and Elon Musk while she was married to him.
Okay. Got it. So we're going to go to the heart of it all, the case. Okay, so as we know, there is a defamation case between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. And this case was brought, I believe, in 2018, and it's only now being held in court in 2022. So there's a lot going on with this case.
That case actually, because at first, Amber was insinuating that Depp was abusing her in the relationship, but at some point before the divorce, she said that. But during the divorce, that I think she agreed not to drop these charges, and then they were able to have a settlement of $7 million, which I think she gave all of that to charity.
Okay.
But actually, after the divorce, she wrote an op-ed opinion on Washington Post. And on that Washington Post, she said she presents herself as a domestic violence victim.
Right.
And then this is in that's why she's writing that essay, that article. And even though she didn't cite Johnny Depp in the article, but everything that she was saying kind of pointed to him. And that's why Johnny Depp decided to really go after her, like for defamation of character.
Right.
Because it implies that he was an abuser.
Absolutely. So the divorce was finalized in 2017. And yes, now here we are with the defamation case. And, I don't want to go too much in the entertainment aspect of this case because it's mind-blowing. I don't know if you guys, what your thoughts on it. I mean, I've been listening to it and I'm just in awe about what's happening. And I just want to leave the entertainment side for, the big news entertainment sites. And I really want to touch on the social issues of this case. So really talking about domestic abuse. Amber is a female, and of course, women today are abused. We've had so many cases in the media about women dying at the hands of their spouse or their partner. So I want to, let everybody know it is a major, major issue to be discussed. But at the same time, men get abused as well. Yes. And it's not something that's talked about. I don't know how you feel about that, Sabine.
Yes, men have been abused, and actually, I think we don't hear too often about that because there is the ego part that a man will never admit being abused by women. He will be judged, and then anyway, like people will say that, like, really, are you really being abused by a woman? You're supposed to be the strong one. Or can you let a woman abuse you? Or can you let a woman maybe hit you, slap you, punch you? So all that aspect make it make the men to stay silent and just to go with it.
Absolutely. And I saw videos where it almost seemed, that he was asking for help. Like he was hinting in a joking way that, his life, his home life was not so great. You know what I mean? So it's really serious that, that we take those issues seriously. I'm trying not to give too much of my opinion, but, and I am going to go there. Mm-hmm. I don't find Amber believable. You know what I mean? And I'm just thinking of small little clips that I see. And, 1 minute she's crying and, or telling her story. And then she gets questioned and all of a sudden her face changes and she's able to compose herself. I'm sorry. I'm not an actress, but if I am recounting my horrific abuse situation, it doesn't matter who asks me a question. I'm not going to be able to quickly compose myself. You know what I mean? And I understand people, react differently, but to me, it just looks shady.
Okay. I understand. But for me, how I see it is that they are both abusers. Like, in that case, I think they are both faulty. Mm-hmm. They are both abusers, and each of them should be able to sue each other because both of them will be abused. And like, yes, we said that women do abuse men, but it takes two to stay in a toxic relationship, especially.
Absolutely.
And I would be judgmental towards Johnny Depp. Like Johnny Depp, like he has money, he has power, he's well known, he's a celebrity. So why did he stay in the relationship? And then if he was being abused, like he said, he was being abused by the girl, because when you read all this stuff about her, she's crazy.
Yeah.
Like what I'm reading, I'm like, it's gross and it's crazy. And so why would you stay with someone who is crazy for love? And but also, yes, let's say Amber did abuse Johnny Depp, but at the same time, Johnny Depp is not an innocent. He's not an angel neither. So because you as a human being, yes, you can be an abuser, but you have something that triggered you to make you react a certain way. So I think they were toxic towards each other, and then even though like Amber did a lot of really gross things and really ridiculous and crazy stuff, but at the same time she was triggered by the way maybe he acts and maybe the words also, because violence can is not only physical, but also words can be sometimes more violent than actions. So sometimes somebody can say something to you and makes you go crazy.
I agree, because I'm not gonna take away from physical abuse, but emotional, psychological abuse is just as traumatic in any relationship. The thing is, for me, what stands out, it's like they had a very toxic relationship, but we're seeing it in the media. We're basically getting into their bed, getting into their dirty deeds, getting into, any relationship has good and bad. And sometimes the bad is so ugly, and this is being shown to the world.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Because there are entertainers. Like, I wouldn't want people to see what happens behind my closed doors. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want that to be blasted on national TV for everybody to hear and see and make judgments on the situation.
Me
But I agree
neither.
with you. They're both toxic, and I'm sure they both did some crazy stuff. No one is innocent here.
Yes, and if you go and read all the details, like both of them, I was reading it and there was some shocking things, allegations, like you have Amber Heard who allegedly defecate on the marital bed, and at the same time also you have Johnny Depp who supposedly penetrate Amber with a vodka bottle. These are disturbing allegations on both sides, and yes, so, and like you said, it's really sad to have all this played out in the public field like this. Yes, even though you're a public figure, but I don't know if there was a way for them to have all this kept private in the court and not being revealed to the public like this, because we don't need to know all this. At the end of the day, we just need to know who. We just need the result of the court, like who is at fault and then who is discharged.
Absolutely. I just want to touch, because May is the month of mental health awareness, and it made me think a little bit. Are these people like having serious mental health issues? Like, and when you look at Johnny Depp, who abused drug, alcohol, like all that mixed in a relationship is explosive.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and he's had his own issues in the past and stuff like that, and we're bringing this into the mix, and we're not even talking about that. That these people have maybe major trauma in their lives and are still having trauma that they're going through, and this is being displayed. It's not talked about.
Yes, and I think mental issue, it's not a one-time thing. It's long-term, and if you go into deep into his past relationships, in his behavior, the rumors and the allegations from other people other than Amber Heard, I'm talking about Johnny Depp. I do believe that there are some mental issues that need to be resolved. because you cannot have, it's like there is a pattern over there. And it's the same thing for Amber Heard, because a reaction didn't start with Johnny Depp.
No.
Yes, even though Tasia, we dropped the charges against her, but still there was like a domestic violence case. So she didn't start to be violent with Johnny Depp.
No. This is history repeating itself. Trauma that keeps going on, and unfortunately, doesn't seem like they're seeking out help. With all the money that they have, they should be having psychologists, psychiatrists, life coach to help them deal with their issues.
But I think that the reason exactly, they should be able to have all this on hand, but they prefer to go towards drugs, alcohol, cocaine. It's because when you start working on your mental fitness, mental health, there are some choices that you need to make that are not comfortable, and then there are just places and environment that you cannot be anymore. So maybe they are not ready to take these decisions, to make these choices, because for me, there are two toxic people who just got with each other, and then it became explosive the way that we are seeing right now. But if each of them started to work on their own mental fitness, mental health, they would have to cut ties with some people, with some places, and maybe by cutting ties also, that could have affect also their wealth. So maybe they are not ready to do that.
Well, I mean, that in itself, it's a huge thing. I mean, when you're trying to change behaviors and change the way you see things, you definitely have to cut tie with people. And the entertainment industry, I don't think, is the best place when you want to, heal yourself, and rediscover who you are. Like, you basically have to go on an island by yourself, heal, get away from it all.
Yes.
And I don't see these two individuals doing that.
They don't. Anytime soon. They are not ready.
They're not ready. Let's touch something that's a little like let's go there. Let's talk about race. What if Amber Heard was a black woman, or Johnny Depp was a black man? Vice versa. How do you think this would all play out on the entertainment news outlets? That's a good question, eh?
Yes.
I'll go, since I asked the question. Thinking if it was Amber that was a black female, I think they would not necessarily believe everything that she's saying right off the bat.
I agree.
It would still remain in the Johnny Depp camp. It's just a question to ask, because the views of black, are they telling the truth? Did this really happen? The notion of a black woman being strong, and maybe she did something to make file up, go off the handle. So it's just a thought, because
No, it's a good question, Jahaz, because if it was, because that case is so complicated, because both of them has evidence of violence,
right,
from the other side, and then you have Amber, even though we have some tapes about what she said, and then that proof that she was abusing too, she was being abusive too. But if you remember at the beginning, everybody, they believed her as a white person.
Yes, they believed her, for sure.
But for Johnny Depp's, like in that case, what's saving Johnny Depp, he had a strong social media base. Oh my good. I applaud these people, and then they were true warriors, because this is how I get to know about the case, because I'm not a fan of neither of them. So but it's through social media because they were true warriors. Even I remember when he lost his case against the Sun.
Yeah.
Bass is staying on social media, made him trend and everything. And it's actually everybody believed Amber Heard, and even after the tape, they are still believing her. It's only his fans on social media. They made Amber trend every day by saying Amber Heard is a liar, Amber Heard is an abuser. It's crazy to witness on Twitter. She's trending always for the negative. And
I don't follow Twitter, but that trend was all over Facebook.
yeah,
it was on TikTok. It was
yes,
on Instagram. That there is such a strong camp for Johnny Depp saying that he didn't do it. He's innocent. He's being abused.
yes,
Amber is the one who's abusing him.
yes.
Who's lying. It's
So
unbelievable.
what I meant is that basically, even I know that even after the tape was released 2 or 3 years ago, like people were still believing Amber Heard, and then I know that his fan also were the one who started petitions to make sure that at least she can suffer some consequences, because at the beginning all the consequences was only on Johnny Depp's side, and then she was just left untouched, and then she was getting contracts and everything, and then they made sure that and his fans made sure that to have petition to have her drop from some projects also to suffer. But and if it was a Black woman, it would have been different, because if I compare that, if I talk about what's happening now with Megan Thee Stallion, first of all, like the first reaction from unfortunately Black people and other race, it was she's lying. And then from that, even though the case is still going on right now, they use every single things to say as a proof, as a receipt that she's lying, even though there's no result yet on the case. There's nothing yet, like there's not a final thing yet, but every single thing for them, it's a proof that she's lying. So if Amber Heard was a Black woman, okay, she not on first of all, she will have not have any other contracts after that. She would have been ghost from the industry. She would have been. They will have treated her. They will have treated her the same way they are treating Will Smith now.
Yeah.
So it would have been different. And if he was a Black man, it would have been same thing. He would have been treated worse, because he was dropped from many big projects, but he was dropped from these projects after he lost his lawsuit against the Sun. But all before that, he was still working and everything was fine. Yeah. But it's when he lost his lawsuit. But if he was a Black man, they would have just dropped him.
No, they definitely would have dropped him. And I mean, I don't want to make it about race. We're just trying to highlight, the differences in our society, that unfortunately race does play a part in, outcomes for people, and especially in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's this is why I would disagree with you. As Black people, we cannot not make it about race, because actually everything that's happening proves us that everything is about race, because there is a double standard in everything, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
In North America, there is a double standard. So
there's a double standard. Certain people have privilege and certain people don't.
And because when we say that, this is what they want us to believe, that it's not about race, but it's always about race. Yeah. It is because thank God for us, we can have proof of the double standard, how they will treat this race compared to the other race. Yeah. There is, of course, we cannot play the victims, because you have to fight, and then you have to be on the right side and be innocent. But at the same time, they are a double standard.
Yeah, I agree. There's a double standard when it comes to race.
But what I wanted to go back to, I don't know if you remember, I think during one of the hearings of this case, when Amber said that, do you really think that they will believe you over me, a woman?
When I heard that, I was just like, for me, that was like the first nail in the coffin on her side. Because I'm just like, you're saying this statement, you know, we want to believe you. I want to believe her because I'm always going to fight for the rights of women.
Yes.
But you make a comment like that, you're basically insinuating that you're lying. You're basically putting it out there to the world that you do bad stuff to him and no one would believe him if he comes out and say that he's being abused. It was absolutely ridiculous that she would make that statement.
I agree with you.
I really didn't understand that. I was just like, well, you're saying that he did all these things to you, and that's the statement you make for it to be recorded? Like, what's wrong with you? I really didn't understand.
Me neither.
She lost me when I heard that statement.
Me too.
I was just like, well, then maybe what you're saying is not necessarily so true.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately. And it's unfortunate, like you said, because this kind of behavior from women, this is another double standard about gender. A man issue, like for example, Johnny Depp issue will be Johnny Depp's issue.
Right.
But Amber Heard issue will be women's issue.
I know, I said it too. It's so true. It's so true. And it's bad that we don't just put it in the individual. It becomes the women's issue. It becomes Me Too issue.
Yes.
And it can't be based on the individual.
No, it's like they will say, all women are lying. Look at Amber Heard.
Exactly. So, I wish that we live in a society where we can just distinguish that that's an individual issue and it's not a group issue.
It doesn't affect the whole group.
Yeah, but we don't. Yes. Everything has to be, looped in this issue for the world. I'm against it, I'm anti, I'm this and that. You know what I mean? And it doesn't always have to be that issue, though.
Yes. We don't have to be polarized like this.
No. And this case is making that happen because it's really putting it out there that here you have a woman who's claiming domestic violence and it's seeming to be a little bit sketch. Like, is this really true? And then you have a man who's saying, like, I was the one who was abused by her. And then we're trying to figure out, his side of the story, her side of the story, and what's the real story?
Yes.
Because there's three sides to the story. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So.
And also, what could be said also, even after the judge, the results, it doesn't mean that it's the truth.
No, it doesn't. Because we're dealing with law.
Yes, we're dealing with law, and it's about the person who brought the most, how can I say that, who defend a case the strongest.
Absolutely. But like you said, in law, it's about who tells the best story.
Exactly.
Who tells the most believable story and who presents the best evidence.
Yes, that's true.
So it could be that, Amber Heard was abused, but they might take Johnny Depp's side. And it could be Johnny Depp wasn't that nice to Amber, and they take his side. So we don't know. Time would tell.
Yeah, but my prediction, because I was reading, and like we said, it's about the best story, because actually his defamation case is based on the Washington Post article. And then a lawyer already said that in the article, she never named him. Like, in any place, she said, I was abused by X and X. Okay. So on that, I do believe that Amber Heard my win.
Okay.
Because the case, it's defamation, but you were not cited on the article. And then how can you recognize yourself in the article? Like, because she could have been talking about any other lovers that she had.
Yeah, but people would make the assumption that it's him because of when it was written. It was written.
Yes, people,
Yes.
not her.
Yeah.
Because people will speculate, people will do everything they want to. But because I'm just thinking like outside the box, and
Yeah.
according to previous cases, like I don't really believe he will win. Because it's the same.
Proof that this article is written without naming any names, and she did not say Johnny did this.
It's too emotional. And that's what happened to him with the son. It's too emotional because he does go and throw lawsuits at people like this. Because the son, like, the lawsuit was about because they said that he was a wife beater.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, there was so many evidence that he was a wife beater.
But I think Johnny Depp right now, and not to take away from Amber, he had issues. He
Both
needs help.
Yes.
So does she. Because I mean, just looking at what's coming out in this case, I'm just like, do these people not realize what they're bringing to light? They're bringing all the nitty gritty things from their lives out in the open. Like, I don't care to know this.
Me neither.
I'm not even interested in what happened in, what I mean, all these allegations and the videos with, how he was talking to her and how he was, slapping cupboard doors and how she was behaving with him, and sometimes she sounded drunk.
Exactly.
Honestly.
But to be honest, like it's a chain of reactions. Because to be honest, all celebrities have rumors about them, and people speculate how they are and everything. If I believe that if he had just keep quiet, even after that article from Washington Post, just keep quiet, everything will have been forgotten by now.
Yeah, but he didn't want to keep quiet because he lost too much. He was supposed to do another movie in the Pirates of the Caribbean, and they didn't want to have anything to do with him. So he's like, he just lost too much, and he felt it was her fault.
But I will bring back race again. This is the ego of a white man, because we know in the celebrity world, in the entertainment world, there is a blank page every 6 months for everyone.
For sure.
We just have to keep quiet.
No.
You cannot keep quiet for 6 months or a year. I truly believe that, yes, maybe he was dropped from the Pirates of the Caribbean, but as he will have just stay low for 6 months. And then after 6 months with a good PR, start doing interviews, start doing some small projects, or do something for yourself without relying on big productions. By now, he will have been back in everything.
I agree with you. Look at how many celebrities have lost it all. Yeah. You know what I mean? Chris Brown, Rihanna thing. Everybody thought his career was over.
Yes.
And he kept quiet, and look what happened. His career bounced back. There's so many more to talk about. So, the fact that he didn't just be quiet and leave it alone says a lot about him. Says a lot.
And don't you think that, look what's happening now? It's the season of beating on Will Smith, but he's keeping quiet. And I'm sure in a year, we will see him back, glorious, and more popular than ever.
He knew what he did, and then, now he went on his hiatus and, healing journey, or whatever you want to call it, journey. And, yeah, I know everybody says he's dropped, but I don't think that's going to last that long. No. People are going to forget. People have short memories.
Yeah, we just need a good PR by, we are in May? By December, just start doing a few interviews, and then by January, he's back. Not even a year, 6 months.
Yeah.
We've seen that. Look, remember that guy from CNN who last year, I think, he was masturbating on Zoom? Yes, he's a journalist, and then they were having like a Zoom meeting, and then he forgot to close his camera. And while the meeting was going on, he was masturbating, and then we can see his old pee like on Zoom.
This is bringing me back. Yes.
And then he lost his job.
Yes, he
from
lost.
CNN,
yes, yeah.
And then he just kept quiet. And after 6 months, he's back on CNN.
Yeah.
And everybody forgot about that.
Yes, I didn't even remember this at all. It's like gone from my memory. So there you go.
So yes, what was gonna happen then masturbating on Zoom on live?
I don't even comprehend that, but anyways.
Sometimes you just have to stay quiet. You don't need, I think you don't need to fight everything. Yeah. And then as long as, because there will, I think as a celebrity, as a public figure, people will think bad or good about you. There will be rumors. But yes, in some cases, you do need to defend your character. But if there's not like a clear set like facts saying that yes, I was abused, no facts, it was just hearsay, it was just like in a angry moment. You just lay low, keep quiet, and then let everybody forget about it, and then after that we appear.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's been so many cases about this, and those who succeed and continues because they write out the case, they went somewhere quiet, you didn't hear from them, and then they came back strong.
Yes.
PR, man. And like you said, certain entertainment artists and entertainers have very good social media marketing strategies for them, working for them. So, yeah, they'll come back strong for sure.
Yes, I think so. So, but we will see what happens.
Yep. Guys, stay tuned for part 2 because there's definitely more to come, more to talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe even a part 3. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
There's so many things. Like today, we focused on some social aspect of the case, like the gender and the race aspects. But there are so many more. Like it's a rich situation where we can spend hours and hours talking about different aspects. And what is interesting is that we don't even need to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Like from what we're reading, there are so many lessons, so many things that we can touch from all the details that are available to us.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. There's really a lot of things that we can take and learn from this situation.
Yes. So yes, guys. So definitely there will be definitely a part 2, and then hopefully a part 3. We never know. Like the more, the better for us to learn from that, and then also to learn and to grow from that, because there's so many things that we are not celebrities, but at the same time we can learn from them, and then in our own simple life we can learn how to act also and not to become crazy like this.
Absolutely. I agree. There's so many things to learn, and to learn what not to do when you're in this type of situation.
Yes. So we want to thank you guys for coming back to our second episode. So we hope that you enjoyed the first one. If you didn't listen to it yet, it's you have time to go and listen to it and then like it. And also thank you for coming back. And then if you didn't do so, as in the beginning, you can always like this episode and subscribe to our channel. We promise you that we will discuss many more subjects in the future. And also you can leave a comment and then tell us what you think about what we said during this episode, and also what are your thoughts, what are your angles on that situation. So thank you guys, and then